Hello, everybody. Here we are, ready for week 11 as we move on through the rest of the introduction to spiritual formation. This week, we turn our attention to two women masters from the text, Modern Spiritual Masters. It is a bit ironic to use such a masculine title for women. But if we understand the true meaning of master, or at least the historic etymology of the word master, it makes more sense. Etymologically, master comes to us with an ancient lineage. It starts from the Latin magister, which often means master or teacher. And traveling through Old English and Old French, it arrives into modern English as master. It has connotations of greatness, wisdom, even magic, mastery. It connects with the idea that someone has achieved a level of skill or insight or wisdom or lifestyle that qualifies him or her to lead. It's someone with power. Not necessarily political power or hierarchical power, positional power, but power that comes from within. True master in the U.S. has unfortunate connotations to being an owner of human beings, that is, a slave master. But I want to keep before us the way the editor of the text wants us to understand this term. A spiritual master, he writes, on page 3, is ultimately a guide, someone who has traveled the path that lies before us. At the end of the day, such guides do not show us how to be like them. That's not the goal or the direction or the purpose, but how to be more truly ourselves, how to find our own hidden gifts, how to respond to the sacred voice that issues from our own hearts and from the challenges of our own context, our own time and place, our own history, our own narrative. The goal of a spiritual master is not that we should remain forever novices and apprentices, but that we should learn to walk our own path and perhaps one day become a guide for others. The question then we ask with each of these masters is not how to become like him or her, but what can I learn from them as I continue my own journey, my own pilgrimage toward being a fully committed disciple of Jesus Christ? For it is a fundamental truth, I think, of each of these persons that they are driven to their work. They're driven by their call, by a desire to please Jesus by the ways they choose to live their lives, regardless of the circumstances that their response to that call creates. The two women you are considering this day are in many ways quite different, and many extraordinary ways quite similar. I look forward to hearing your comments. Mother Teresa was born to Albanian parents. She and her family were devout Catholics. Her father died when she was 8, and she was raised by her mother and educated at a nearby convent. At age 12, she experienced a call from God, and at 18 joined the Sisters of Laurento, an order that had missions in India. She lived in anonymity like most nuns until, moved by the enormity of poverty and disease around her, she established the Sisters of Charity, became Mother Teresa, and devoted her life to the care of the sick, homeless, the unwanted, and the dying. Catherine de Hooch Doherty was born into the Russian aristocracy, living a privileged life as a member of the Tsar's extended family. Impoverished by the revolution, the communist revolution, she left Russia, traveled quite a bit, ended up in Canada, actually ends up eventually in New York. She found her way to a certain level of comfort and success after experiencing the poverty from her losses in the revolution, which took everything from her. She abruptly leaves it to go live with the poor during the Great Depression and ended up living in an apartment in the slums of Toronto and began a mission of what the Catholics call works of mercy. Born into two quite different worlds, both women end up in much the same place, although one is in the slums of India and the other in the slums of North America. Turn now to the direction and the prompts for this week and allow them to direct your responses to these two women after you have read the material in the text. Blessings on your journey. Looking forward to the conversation.